Okay guys, welcome to this video where I'm going to briefly run you through the basics of how to use Anki, a program that is a spatial repetition system that effectively spaces out cards, flashcards that you can use to learn vocabulary with, virtual flashcards on your computer, and it works out based on your input which ones are difficult and makes you see them more often until you learn them, and which ones are easy, which makes you see them less often so that you don't have to keep renewing the vocab you already know, and thus targets the vocab that you're trying to learn that is most difficult. And it's just a really good way of learning vocab if you're learning a foreign language, or even if you're trying to improve your vocabulary size in your native language. So I've made a deck here in English, and I'll use some examples and show you how I would use Anki in order to learn English vocabulary. So first we obviously click on the English deck. There's 9 cards in here. We'll go to study now. So the first one is learning nouns. So something, and I've got a picture here in order to help me with the hint, because if you didn't have the picture, you would have no idea what this noun could be. So this is a dog. You click show answer, a dog. I got it correct. You can click easy if it was really correct, and you'll see this card again in 4 days. If you click good, it means that it took you a little while, but you got it eventually, and because this card is new, you'll see it again in 10 minutes. And if you got it wrong, you would click again and see it in 1 minute. So you have buttons down the bottom here, and times above the buttons associated to how soon again you will see the card that you have just looked at. So this program effectively positions these cards based on how easy or hard they were for you based on your input. So you have to be honest. If you're not honest, you're either going to see them all way too often, or you'll see them never or rarely, and you're not going to learn the stuff that you need to learn. So by being honest, you'll see the difficult ones that you're finding hard more often until you remember them, and you'll see the ones you find easy less often because you don't need to see them, you know them. So this was easy, click easy. This is the kind of card where I'll have a word, and it forces you to think, what is this word? What does this word mean? You don't get any hints. You just have to think, okay, a dog, what is a dog? A dog. And then try and get an image in your head. Click show answer. Did you think of a dog? A dog is an animal. I'll have an example sentence here quite often as well, because it's always good to just keep having input of the noun that you're learning in the context of the language that you're learning, as well as whatever other words in that language. You just keep exposing yourself to that. If you got it right, and if you imagined a dog, again, you would click good or easy, depending on whether or not you thought it was hard or it took you a little time to work out. If it was incredibly difficult and you had no idea, you click again and you'll see it in 1 minute. So say in this case we didn't know what it was, we'll click again and it'll come back in a minute. But in the meantime, we go into the next card. So this card is going to be a verb, and how I would use Anki in order to practice verb conjugation. So here we have a dog, something, an animal. Normally, here I've just forgotten to do it, you would have underneath the tense in which you would want to conjugate the verb, or else there will be lots and lots of situations where there's more than one possible answer. It could be future, it could be past. In this case, it's unlikely that you could ever hear a dog was an animal or a dog will be an animal, etc. It's going to be present tense, but to make life easy, I would normally put the tense that you want to be testing underneath to give you a hint. So a dog is an animal, say, hit spacebar or just click show answer. A dog is an animal. Say you found this slightly difficult, click good. You'll see it again in 10 minutes. Alright, this one is an adjective, I believe, so a word that's describing something. Dogs are something. Dogs are something. So I've got a picture here of a dog. I remember what dog is. And I've got a picture here of a really hairy dog. So synonyms below I've added in to give me a bit of a hint, because often you'll have more than one way of describing the thing that you're testing yourself. And by having synonyms below, you know that this word here that you're trying to work out isn't going to be any of these. So you're trying to remember dogs are fluffy. No, it's not that. Dogs are hairy. It's not that. Dogs are woolly. Can't be that. So dogs furry. Furry is another one. Okay, space. Dogs are furry. And another reason I like having the synonyms below is that you're going to start associating this image with this word and all of these words. And you're going to associate woolly with furry, woolly with hairy with furry, fluffy with furry. It's going to start this network of how these words interact and what they mean exactly, sort of appearing in your head over time. It takes a long time, but that's why I really like having synonyms below the sentences that I'm working on. So we'll say easy. Here's that card again, a dog. So it's come back within a minute. A dog, a dog, a dog. Okay, I've got the image in my head, a dog, boom. A dog is an animal. A dog is an animal. And you'll notice here how I'm speaking out loud. Although I'm narrating this video, if I was doing this in a language I was learning, I would always be speaking to myself out loud and working on my pronunciation. So I would be saying a dog, a dog, a dog, and then flick to the other side of the card, and then I would read out a dog is an animal, or I might even make up my own sentence using this word, a dog. I can see a dog. I like dogs. Where is my dog? You know, just use the words that you're practicing, do it for a few seconds, and then if it's easy, moderately easy, or hard, click the button based on your finding. Okay, here's another example of learning a verb. This time I remembered to put the verb tense below it. So we have yesterday, I something my dog. I something my dog. The verb's to walk, so we have to work out the conjugation of to walk in the past simple tense with the pronoun I. Luckily in English it's all the same. And we have a picture here too that corresponds to the verb to walk your dog, so that you have this image in your head whilst you're trying to solve this problem in this tense. So yesterday, I walked my dog. I walked my dog. And we'll click show answer. Bang. Yesterday, I walked my dog. One thing I might add here too, and I'll get into this when I make the series that I'm going to hopefully sell, teaching you guys a lot more in depth with regards to how to make your decks for learning languages. I like putting words and other parts in the sentence whilst also keeping the sentence simple. That give you a hint as to the conjugation of these words, of these verbs, of these words. So for instance, if you're reading something and the past simple tense here, that hint wasn't there. Yesterday, I something my dog with the verb to walk can only really be the conjugation of something in the past tense, whether it was past simple, I walked, or past continuous, I was walking, etc. But including words like yesterday at the start here really goes a long way in the long term with you learning conjugations and associating tenses and times with these sorts of words that may precede or proceed this part of a sentence. So I'll go more into depth in that in the future, but it's always good to have something that helps you with the context. Whereas obviously if you just had I something my dog to walk and you didn't have the hint here, it could be any tense. Whereas yesterday, it's not going to be yesterday I will walk my dog, or yesterday I'm going to walk my dog. It's always something in the past tense with yesterday, which happened in the past. So we'll click easy. Here's another one, future perfect. Tomorrow I will walk my dog. Again, verb here to walk, picture, tense, hit space. Tomorrow I will walk my dog. Tomorrow I will walk my dog. Tomorrow I will walk my dog. And you'll see that I have tomorrow there. So I can use the same sentence effectively as I did in the previous one, or at least the same structure, where instead of having yesterday, I have tomorrow. And instead of having the past simple walked, I have the future perfect or will walk. And so I think these are really, really strong methods for learning a language, because you don't have to use a new concept every time. We're still talking about walking a dog, we're still talking about the same structure of a sentence, but we're including different verb tenses and some other words that we can use to help qualify which verb tense we're going to use. So I'll say easy for that one. At the moment, I'm something my dog. Here's another example. I've used at the moment to tell you it's happening right this moment. It's in the present continuous, and the verb is to walk. And again, we have that picture of the dog walking or being walked by the person. So it's got I am, it has to be present continuous. At the moment, I'm walking my dog. Again, easy, boom. Okay, to walk plus dog. And we'll say the verb tense is present simple. So in this instance, I want myself to use the verb to walk, and I want to conjugate it in the present simple, and I want it to be walking the dog. So this is just an exercise I've set myself. Use this verb, use this noun, use this tense, and come up with a sentence. So, I walk my dog. We'll say that's the sentence, or it could be you walk your dog. You walk our dog, I walk the dog, I can see him walk his dog, whatever. The main point of this card type is to force you to create something in your own head, not just reading off a card, using this verb, this noun, and this tense. So it's good practice for that. And you'll get an example sentence on the other side. If you can't come up with anything, I walk my dog. And again, you'll click the button based on how easy you found this exercise. So I'll just say good for now. It'll come back. Again, another adjective. So the dog runs something. The dog runs something, something, something. Picture of a dog running really, really fast. The synonyms are fast and rapidly, so it can't be either of these words, but it is another word that means both fast or rapidly. Quickly, quickly. The dog runs quickly, quickly. The dog runs quickly. So there we go. That was easy. Our dog, something, an animal. Our dog is an animal. Boom, that was easy. And then to walk plus dog, present simple, to walk plus dog. I walk my dog. I walk a dog. I walk my dog. There we go, easy. And this is the screen you get once you've done all of your cards. So that was a basic intro to how you can use Anki in order to learn language and learn all of these other sort of parts of a language, whether it's grammar, nouns, complicated conjugations of verbs, or conjunctions, all kinds of things. You can use Anki for pretty much anything you want. You just have to use your imagination to create these cards and then practice them on a regular basis. Anyway, guys, that's probably enough for today. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to my page, and check out the Facebook page if you're interested in learning more about Anki or more about Aussie English in general. All the best, guys.